on how to meditate on immutable, unmanifest, Satchidanand, or real self, which is of the nature of your consciousness, absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. Your mind is saying that my mind jumps from one topic to the other.
As I understand
Right? No doubt.
correctly, on the stage of relaxation and full quietness, I should take particular topic, for example, ego, or be on the shoulder of guru and contemplate about it.
Yes, contemplate. Contemplate and reflection both are important. Now, see that simple answer that my mind is jumping. For a ordinary people, mind has one thought, then the second thought, then the third, jumping from one to the other, one to the second, to the third, and the fourth, and the fifth. We do the same thing in meditation. But what is that? So it demands understanding. That is what is known as viveka. So, what is that jumping? Take one example. When I say become aware of the breath, the first breath, then there is a second breath, third breath, fourth breath, fifth breath, sixth breath. Is the mind not jumping from the first to the second to the third to the fourth and to the fifth? It is jumping. Understand this. These are very small secrets, and once we understand, oh, this I had need not to struggle with my mind. I need not to fight with my mind. Then how it is possible? I need an understanding. Mind, you are jumping. Very good. I will ask you to jump. First breath. Now there is a new breath. Jump here. Third breath. Jump here. Fourth breath. And the mind leaves the world outside. Practical, pragmatic, realistic. So, what happens? Because the mind is not pure. Now, see the reason. That is why we say first problem, impurity of the mind. Second problem, distraction, restlessness goes together. And third is ignorance. So, in all the three problems, what works? My understanding. See that? My understanding works. First ego, second ego means second thought, third ego means third thought about ego, fourth. Mind is already jumping. Mind, you continue to jump. I will not disturb you. So, why the mind says you are disturbing me? Because of the impurities. And in one word, what is the purity of the mind? It is the state of dispassion. It is nothing but vairagya. Vairagya. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Moodhamate, Samprapti Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrunna Karni. Beautiful verse from the text known as Bhaj Govindam. And another name of that text hammering on the delusion of the mind. The real name is hammering on the delusion of the mind. This is what you are hammering on. Mind, you are distracting, you are jumping, no problem. Jump. One breath, second. I'm also jumping while speaking from one word, one sentence to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth. Here and now. Am I not focused? Yes, I'm focused. So, what the message is here, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. So, there are many meanings of it. Govinda is the name of Krishna. Now, we can take Shiva or Krishna as an image, and we say, mind, you have to jump. First time you have seen the Krishna, now see it second time, third time. Allow the mind to jump. Because it is happening in time. See that? See the very subtle understanding. Oh, I got you, I caught you, my mind. Now I will remain focused all the time through my understanding. So the first meaning of deluded, oh, mind in delusion, jump on Govinda, Govinda. That is what is the meaning. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. Another meaning of Govinda, go means sense organ, purified mind. Another meaning of the Govinda is in the state of purified mind, the delusion will go away. How it will go away? How it will go away? As you progress, as you are evolving and understanding how you evolve and progress, huh? How you evolve and progress, again from the same text. Hammering on the delusion. How you can hammer on the delusion? Satasangatve nischa nisangatvam. Nisasangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve nischaltatvam nischaltatve jivanmukti. So by constant living with the teacher or simply learning and listening from the master again and again, understanding develops inside. What understanding? Non-attachment, dispassion. Satasangatve nisasangatvam. So once the dispassion, vairagya is there, nisasangatve nirmohatvam. Nisasangatve nirmohatvam. So from the non-attachment, what happens? Nirmohatvam. You drop all the attachment, all the clinging. And then what happens? Nirmohatve nischal tattvam. So when you reach to that state, that understanding, that leads to right knowledge, and the right knowledge leads to awakening. You are wearing a t-shirt. T-shirt is relative. It has a name and a form. It has a relative utility. You say, I like it. No doubt. If you like it, when the temperature is minus 20, wear this t-shirt and go out. It is relative. See that? I like it, but it does not mean I can use it all the time. It depends on me. I am not dependent on t-shirt. Are you clear? I'm not dependent. I'm not dependent on anything in the world that has a name and the form. And that I am is pure consciousness, which is always independent. Understanding that consciousness, I am. That consciousness, I am. You have already started meditation on unmanifest. See that. This is what the master is saying. See that? See that? What is our step number 15 is how to meditate on unmanifest that consciousness. Pick up any example. I am engineer at my workplace. I am father and son and mother and daughter, etc., in my family. I am a friend to my other people, but I exchange my role. They all are dependent on me. I am independent. I am independent. And what is that I am is Satchitanand. What is Satchitanand? It is nameless and it is formless. See that here and now. I need not to say anything to the mind. Here and now I realize my problems, my pleasures, my pain are all relative. They depend on me. They always depend on me because they have a name and the form. They are constantly changing. Let me become aware of all this is changing. Changing is always in name and the form. I am independent. Who I am Satchidanand. Here and now. There is that I never changes. That I is the seer, the knower, the absolute, the independent. I am that I am do not change whether you wear a t-shirt or you wear a warm cloth, whether you are a son or a daughter or husband or a wife or an engineer or a doctor. Relative, always changing, constantly changing. But that I am never change. Am I aware of that? Do I have that understanding, clear understanding? When I have a clarity of understanding, then what happens? The mind goes back again to I am. See that? Until the mind goes back again and again to that nameless and formless, continue the practice with the Shiva or the Krishna or the mantra. Continue, no worries, because that will help settle the mind. So that is why you asked me some time back, why Shiva? Yes, it is because of this. I waited for it. And I remember you asked that question. See, so whether it is Shiva or Kali or any name, any Jesus or any name in the form will do, will help. But once by regular practice in the wisdom, mind will say, yes, there is only one I am. That is Satchidanand. It is pervading everywhere. Then I realize I'm absorbed in formless, nameless meditation. Be very clear. So, what it says, regular practice, satsang, regular practice in the satsang leads to meditation free from the name and the form. So mind will pose lot of challenges. No worries. Shiva is with me. No worries. But again from Shiva, 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 name in the form. And then Shiva is in formless in the nameless. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. See that. 15th step. Until then, until then, until then, the existence has written a script for a film, for a drama that I have to play my role in the world. So when you meditate on the form, on the Shiva, on the mantra daily, regularly, you live at a higher level of awareness. Your life is very much organized. Why it is organized? You are doing nitya, naimitya karma, you are aware, without ego, without seeking the fruits of an action. You are already settled. You know the script and you play and perform your role every day as per the script. Nothing to worry. No pain, no suffering. You, you are already settled in a meditation with the form. That is why you are playing the script. You play your role and perform your role as a script. Our script is already written since we took birth. So in that drama, in that film, you see the film is not successful if it does not have a crime, it does not have a violence, it does not have an emotional scene, it does not have a suffering. If there is a film which always, full of pleasure, you won't see it. So someday your daughter will say, "You are crazy, dad. I don't listen." Don't get upset. It's a part of the play. Continue. That is the word, that is the real self of the name in the form. The real self in the form of a daughter, in the form of a honey. With that understanding, we first focus or meditate on any god of the name in the form, whether it is Shiva or Krishna or anyone, or whatever we like. But once we decide, we continue. Play, perform, role. Now, when we say play and perform your role, so it includes all the different yoga: karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, dhyana yoga, gyan yoga. So there the yoga becomes one. In the step number 15, we understand we are mindful. Oh, here I have to play my role, karma yoga. Here I have to express love and emotion. Here is bhakti yoga. See that? Bhakti yoga. Here is Raj yoga. Here is meditation. Here is Gyan yoga. Yoga is always one. Yoga is one. So where the jnana, knowledge is required, understanding is required, be with it. Karma is required, be with it. Bhakti is required, emotion is required, be with it. Contemplation is required, be with it. Now, Patanjali did not talk in detail about it, but he gave a glimpse. So, last time we understand what exactly is this real self. So, first thing that we understand, it is free from the karma, it is free from the fruits of action, it is free from all the suffering, it is the state of pure consciousness. That is what we did last time. Now he says, that is in the another sutra, he says, so esh purvesham api guru kalena anuvachhedat. Because that real self, that consciousness, which is I am, that I have yet to know, that transcends time, space, and object. Hence, it is the guru of all the gurus of the past. What a beautiful sutra Patanjali says. That consciousness is not limited by time, not limited by space. Arjuna asked Krishna, "Are you crazy? How can you say that you exist before me? How you can be a guru of all the masters before?" Answer is here. That consciousness is independent, all pervading, beyond the time and the space and object. Hence, it is the guru of all the ancient teachers. All the ancient teachers. Do you remember? I told you who is the ultimate guru. I'm your guru, my guru, his guru, and who is the ultimate guru? That is located deep inside your heart, which is real self of the nature of absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. That is why we respect Guru. You respect Guru because you love your real self. You are in search of. Otherwise, no student is doing any favor to any Guru by paying respect. You are doing your favor to yourself. You are doing favor to yourself. So where comes the understanding? I know that I do not know my real self. I know that. That is a fact. And I also know that the Guru represents my real self. It is not the outer second person speaking to me, it is my real self is speaking to me. So I have to pay attention. I have to be aware. Why? I want to know my real self. So, where you pay attention, where you are committed and sincere, the love is natural, relationship is natural. That is why we say there is a master and a disciple tradition. Now, see, in the very beginning, you simply have information there is a master and a disciple tradition. Okay, let me believe it, but the mind lives with the doubt. Now you have gone too far. Now you understand why. Why this guy loves immensely his master. I'm selfish, that's why I love him. You can say that. Why? Because that real self is represented outside by this enlightened master. Why shouldn't I love? He is me, he is mine. So you see that what the master Patanjali is saying, saw Asia, that which is not separated by time, space. He is also the teachers of all the previous teachers who came before him. Is there only one teacher? Yes. Who is that? That is present in you. So if we start arguing in the beginning, we do not get rightly. Then Master says, become a seeker. Arvindo was asked by a student, how do you see Swami Vivekananda? Sri Arvindo answered, he is a genius par excellence. He said, where Swami Vivekananda stopped his work, I started. What it means, we both are. How can you separate me from Vivekananda? We all are one in the same tradition. You see, we are different. I see, we are only one. So, as long as you see there are two, your mind is still engaged in the name and the form. Continue practice of meditation with the Shiva or Jesus or Krishna or any name in the form. Pick up any mantra. Do whatever you want to do. It is good. It is okay. So both should continue. Understanding should remain there. Understanding should remain there in my mind, and I continue to aspire, continue to remain as a seeker, continue to treat the path to reach to that unmanifest real self. See the clarity? First sutra was Klesh Karma Vipak Ashaye Paramrishtaha Purush Vishesh Ishvara. Patanjali says that special being is Ishwar, is God. What is God? A consciousness present in you beyond all the affliction, karma, fruits of an action. Then the next sutra he says, no, he is the guru of all. What a beauty. See the unity. He is not saying that I am different, you are different. Not every master said this, but it does not mean that they have a different opinion. No, they have the same. Principle works the same. In Taittiriya Upanishad, the master says, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam means truth, Jnanam means knowledge, Anantam means infinity, is real self. How can you have a name and form of the truth? How can you have a name and form of the knowledge? How can you have a name and the form of the infinity? Infinity means beyond name and form. We don't talk about hell and heaven. There are references in many Upanishads and also, but they are symbolic. So we have to go deeper. It does not promise. So we don't promise a hell and heaven. The understanding we promise, have a clear understanding, that is knowledge, that removes your wrong notion, clear your mind, and brings conviction in the intellect. So in earlier days, when I used to attend medical conferences, and they say, oh, it's not logical, it's not. I always used to tell them that our journey of the self-discovery, yoga, tantra, mantra, meditation is 200% logical, then science. Even it goes beyond the limitation of the science. It gives you a supra-logic. It asks you to allow your intellect to work through a supra-logical understanding. But those who are not seeker, we cannot talk to them because you are not ready to treat the path. You are just opposing for the sake of opposing. You are opposing because of delusion in your mind. So we cannot say anything to them. We say, okay, go ahead, live in the delusion until you are ready. So, pragmatic journey. Our journey of the self-discovery is 100% pragmatic. Pragmatic is realistic. Realistic. Take one another example. I know 100%. We all know 100% that there is no security, permanent security in the world outside. And if there is no permanent security, it means there is always some kind of a fear present in my mind. And still, I am doing the same crazy stuff every day. Today, I have less money. Today, my wife said me this thing. My daughter left. Am I pragmatic? What kind of a realistic life I'm living? Are you getting it? I talk of that there is no permanent security in the world of money, sex, assets, pleasures. I know it. And still I'm running after that. So I'm already in delusion. How can you understand such a subtle aspect when you live in the delusion? We gave an excuse. After all, we need money. I said, did I ever say that you don't need money? I did not say that. You are still in delusion. Your mind is still outside. How can you understand? How can you become a seeker? See that. Look at this. So when the I'm aware, my understanding, I wake up in the morning, mind says I must get $1 million. Understanding says, hold on, there is no permanent security. Get rid of the ego in earning money. Keep your mind free. Let me earn money now. Do everything. Do everything. So, what is happening? You are being supported by the inner peace and calmness. You continue to work hard. There is no division between the spirituality and the materialism. But now your attitude makes a great difference. It's a drama. Let me put my 100%, 200%, and the drama has a couple of scenes which gives me pain, which gives me loss, which gives me defeat. Let me restart, stand up like a small child who learns how to stand up and walk. We never complain. The child never complains that I will never walk again. He is never frustrated. He falls, he stands up, he falls, he stands up. That understanding should be present in my intellect. To live your life, then tell me where is the stress? Where is the problem? Where is the duality? Where is the conflict? Tell me. So, the journey of this self discovery is, you can say, upgrading your, like you upgrade your phone, you update your life. You are updating every moment in your life. The moment you had a problem and you have a bigger smile, oh, it's a part of the drama. The script is already written. And the moment you have that understanding, the mind dares not to put you in the stress. When there is a red light, you don't say, I have lot of stress. Red light causes the stress. It's a part of the rule of the road. It is the script written. Sometimes we find all the green light. Sometimes we find there is no way. And the other day, when mind says you are in a hurry, and every you find red light. So sometime we find lot of challenges. So it is updating your life, and you upgrade the instrument. What is that instrument? That is the mind. That is why Master says satasangatve nisasangatvam. By satsang, by constant satsang, the mind gains an understanding. It does not gain an understanding in a day by some principles. You are doing it, and one day the intellect clicks. I got it. So that I got it is a revelation inside you. Satasangatve nesasangatvam. Constant learning and listening, Shravanam, helps you to reach to the state of nisangatvam, non-attachment. Nisasangatve, non-attachment leads to dispassion or vairagya. And when vairagya means purified mental state, nothing more than that. Just take it. A purified mental state. And what happens? Nirmohatve nishchal tattvam. So, what happens when you live into that state of dispassion? The mind is totally steady, looking at the real self. That leads to right knowledge leads to liberation. How COVID 19 is made, I don't know. So, the first step, check again and again. Mind says, I don't know. That is where the delusion works. So go to the Manan. I want to know. Let me know the principle. Remind the principle. And then start contemplation and reflection. I told you, my mind is wandering. Okay. So when my mind is aware of the breath, is it not wandering? It is also wandering. When I'm talking, is the mind not wandering? It is wandering. From one word to second, from one sentence to the third and the fourth. Without wandering of the mind, I cannot speak. So, with that understanding, that is so, when I have doubts, let me contemplate. When I do not know, then I have to shravan. And when delusion still works, then I should practice, 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 practice. Continue with the meditation on one form, or that is one way to understand. So, what happens here? Even everyone, every master, including the great master Krishna and all masters, they say until you reach to the state of meditation on the absolute consciousness, two things. Either you meditate on a form and then extend that meditation in daily life. What is that extension? I have meditated on Shiva when there is no one. I did meditation. So let me meditate on the Shiva. Now, how to extend that meditation on Shiva in my daily life? So there the master says, serve the people without ego, serve the society, serve the family, wherever you are. So that concept is, there are many things. So I should serve the people in a different way. It may be a charity, it may be a serving by money, it may be by helping with the knowledge, it may be showing a good and noble path to the people. Hundreds of service. Why? With an idea, with an understanding, I'm serving myself, my real self, until I reach to the absolute. So there are two parts of it. Until mind says how there can be an absolute reality, how can I be one with everyone outside? No worries, continue to meditate. When the mind says I am different from you, means what? The vairagya has not reached to the highest level. Simple. What is what is the vairagya? Is the purity of the mind. So until doubt and the confusion remains, it is not the highest level of a dispassion. Let me continue with the bhakti, serving the society. Now, it is not that, daughter, you have to listen to me. No, let me serve my daughter by knowledge, by helping her in a different resources, by showing the path how you can live better in hundreds of ways. So when we follow pragmatically, realistically, we find that listening, learning, and practice awakens an attitude of non attachment. Total non attachment is dispassion. Dispassion leads to right knowledge. Right knowledge leads to a right understanding. Right understanding makes me aware that there is only one absolute reality. And then it becomes easy for us to meditate on the Supreme Consciousness. As a seeker, we understand that when I'm doing some practice, when I'm learning and listening, when I'm doing satsang, it must pay me the reward. And that reward is a constant progress in the journey of my self discovery. So, here again, Master said it is very pragmatic, realistic, provided do you have a right knowledge. See, pasta gives me pleasure. Now, it is a wrong knowledge. So, no, wrong knowledge prompts a desire to have a pasta, to own it by hook or crook. If it is not available, I must have it. So, I started with the wrong knowledge. Wrong knowledge created a wrong desire. Wrong desire created a wrong action. Now I'm eating pasta for days and days after. I get frustrated. So, Master says right knowledge is very important. Right knowledge, right understanding leads to right desire, right aspiration. So, that is on the right basis and right understanding, because we don't find this kind of a knowledge in science, in physics or chemistry, in biology, psychology. Psychology deals with when you only go to the doctor when you feel you are sick. Only go. But here it's not a matter of sickness or illness. The master says you are already suffering from the disease known as delusion that you don't recognize. It's a silent killer. Delusion is a silent killer. So you have to become aware of it. You have to understand it that you are already suffering from an illness. Look at Buddha. His father created a Las Vegas in the kingdom for more than 10 years. He lost his youth in pleasure. But, but by birth, he had that urge. So that seed vasana, good impression, triggered a thought in the mind when he saw a dead body. And that changed his entire track. Even he got married, he had the children. He said, "Goodbye. I have to search a complete security." Ask yourself how many people we have seen who are dead in our family, nearby, in our relatives. So you see the impression? Good impression did not trigger the dispassion. Only one dead person, Buddha, realized his path is different. We have seen at least 100 dead people in our nearby, in our family, and etc., etc. Who cares? Why? I have a delusion. What is that delusion? Mind, intellect knows that I will die, but the mind lives with the delusion that everyone dies, but I will not. That's the biggest delusion. That is a fact. If you go very deep into your mind, you will find, yes, there is a sense of security created by the delusion in the mind. What is the delusion? I am the body. I will not die. Let others die. To serve this body, I must need lot of money. I must need lot of pleasure for the body. Do you remember? Rati, Trapti, Tushti. You see how these principles are together. Oh my goodness, Rati, Tushti, Tripti. My mind is running after that and it has forgotten the real purpose. Again, I am doing everything as I have been doing in the past, but now with an understanding as per the written script of a big drama, big film that I'm living in my life. And in that drama, there may be a pain, there may be a pleasure, there may be a profit, there may be a loss. I remember a woman in Arizona only. So, so normally I send the invoice and payment. So she did not pay me for almost 6 months. So I sent one reminder and then I leave it. Then I don't care. I said, done. Drama, profit and loss. So after 2 years, perhaps she checked mail and she realized that she has to pay. So she sent me a text. I owe you. I said, yes, you owe me that much. But now you can pay me 20% less. I have already forgotten. It was already, you see, insolvent company. So I never thought that this will come back to me. But then she sent a text to me last year. I said, no, okay, minus 20%. Are you sure? I said, yes, I'm 100% sure. No, I'm ready. I said, no, less 20%. It is insolvent. I never thought it will return. It will come back to me. So we should keep that drama. This drama will continue until the death of the body. So now who is seeing the drama? That is Sachidanand. That is Sachidanand. When I see the drama, I cannot be the part of the film. Have you seen people starts crying, such an emotional scene? Come on, they are playing an act. They are engaging your mind. They are putting you in delusion. Be mindful. Have an understanding. What understanding? You are watching a film. Everyone playing his or her role. But people get upset. So you see that again, we understand who is the ultimate teacher. The ultimate teacher is our real self. Ultimate teacher is real self. Now comes the most beautiful sutra from the Patanjali. So Patanjali says, did you understand Satchidanand? He is the teacher of all. He is beyond time, space. He is beyond all the karma. So every time, if you want to understand that Satchidananda, so your mind has to speak a lot of things. It is free from the karma, fruits of the karma. It is beyond time and space. It is free from suffering. It is pure consciousness. It is full of truth, infinity. How long you are going to explain? Don't explain too much. Patanjali says you can name it Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha. You simply name it Om with understanding of everything inside. Now, today you have understood. We have been saying Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Simply saying Om means everything that we have learned. Everything we have learned until now in today's talk. Is क्लेश कर्म विपाक आशय अपरामृष्टः पुरुष विशेष ईश्वरः. When someone has to introduce you, oh, you see that this handsome gentleman, uh, he is the father of a daughter's, huh? He has a beautiful wife. Uh, his mother lives there. He lives in this country. Simply tell the name. Finished. Finished. Tasya vachakah pranavaha. So from today, my mind now, when I say Om, no, we did meditation. Om, real self. Huh? Shanti, causal. Second Shanti, mind. Third Shanti, body and the world. So understanding is coming after the practice. Both are good. Whether understanding should come first or later, it doesn't matter. But understanding has to be supreme. Tasya vachakah pranavaha. Om. The moment I say Om, the moment I say Taras, the moment I say Sasha, the moment I say I know it. The moment you say your name of your daughter, name, form, everything, all the attributes appear. No, she is good, but she has some problem. See that? All the entire knowledge comes. That is how Om, Om, Om. Om has nothing to do with religion. Om. So that is why Patanjali, after explaining everything, he says how you will address, how you waste your time. But understanding should be kept in the intellect. The moment you say Om, Om, oh, Om is that Satchidanand, free from what I'm doing. My body is doing an action, sense organs are doing an action. I cannot be the doer and the enjoyer. All the principles are absorbed into Om. See that? You pick up all the previous 14 principles, every principle is absorbed into the Om. No, Om is a name and the form. Okay. So Om is the name of the Shiva. That is why I'm saying Om Namah Shivaya. Understanding.
But
Understanding. First part? Yes, yes.
it should be no distance between.
Yes, there is no distance. Definitely. So it is the source of all the knowledge, one. It is beyond time, space, and causation. So there is no doer and the enjoyer. And it is the teacher of all the previous teachers. How I should say in one word, Om. The way you are an engineer, you have a different role at home, in your personal, professional, social life. How you represent by a single name. That name is not you, but that name tells you the reality. Om. That Om. Intellect understands. So if there is no, I don't know the principle, I should know it. I don't understand, let me understand it. But still the delusion remains. No, I have understood, but still the Om goes out of my mind. No way, no worry, no worry. Om. So another sutra of the Patanjali says a constant meditation on Om with its meaning and the knowledge leads you to the highest state of meditation. That we did in Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Now, do you remember why I gave you that practice? I wanted to take you to the higher journey. So I set in your mind Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, singing and recitation and simple recitation and listening, listening, learning, listening and saying and meaning, meaning and the knowledge. Sarve Sham Swastir Bhavatu. May there be a state of well being everywhere. So your mind has learned that state of the well being is different from the body, mind, intellect, is separate. It is deeper inside, it is present everywhere. So the master says, beautiful. What the master says? The master says, Tatah Japaha Tadartha Bhavanam, something, yeah, that's another sutra. I don't remember. First he says, Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. How you designate that real self, Om. So, what you should do? Practice Om meditation with its meaning, with understanding in the intellect. You reach to the highest state. So, what he says, it removes all the obstacles on the path, whether it's impurity, delusion, etc., it removes all the problems, all the hindrances on the path of meditation. You need not to worry about it. Continue, but with the meaning. But with the meaning. Tajappaha, tadartha bhavanam, something like this. Bhavana means essence. What is the essence when you say Om? What is the essence? When I say Bill Gates, I know the essence. When I say Warren Buffett, I know the essence. When I say my master, I know the essence. Essence. Huh? It's everything is in the name. So that is why we say, another master say, everything is in the name. Everything is there in the Om. Everything is in the Om. So in order to get a righter essence, deeper, we explain the Om, 3 syllables, representing waking state, dream state, sleep state, and total Om represents Turiya, the highest meditative state. There are many ways to explain Om. So in Munduka Upanishad, Om is explained how to practice meditation on Om. So once we start with the Shravan, then we will also continue with the meditation on Om.